Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to another Farming Simulator 19 video with me, excuse my voice there, here on the Estancia Lapacho map. It's amazing that we've got another beautiful day here in South. Well, it's going to be a little bit cloudy, but apart from that, it's going to be a good day. We're going to have lots to do again today. It's harvest day. It is sadly harvest day. All our fields require harvesting. And you'll notice, we've got a new area here on the map. Oh yes. I did some work off camera with the big bud 747 and our plough. And because of that, we now have a new field next to field field 3. At this moment in time, it is just ploughed. Ploughed and lined, that's all I've done. Not seeded anything on it. Didn't have time to. Basically. Alright, we'll clean up the chickens because they make a mess. So that's pretty much all, the only thing that's occurred off camera. I will quickly take you over there and show you the area. Chickens taken care of for the time being. Drop the low loader, front loader, and we'll give you a quick tour of the new field. Horses don't make a mess, which is fantastic. So at this point in time, field is here. Now, obviously I've done some crazy ploughing, so I will have to come down here with the roller and tidy it up and actually properly define my field edge. What I'm thinking of doing is sowing grass to start with, doing the grass trick. Sow some grass on the field and then use the roller so we actually get, you know, grass properly growing. I've still got some trees that are kind of in the way a bit. I'm gonna have to remove that. I'm gonna have to get that bronze thing from the store again. I don't know whether you saw it in the last video. Someone's released a mod. This thing, bronze on the Big Daddy stump cutter. It now does stump cutting and tree felling kind of thing in one. It doesn't cut trees down yet though, so it's not the all-in-one super duper tool like the Swiss Army tool of tree cutting. You still have to cut the trees down yourself, but then it can turn the trees in, the fallen trees, into wood chips, and it can remove the stumps now. Oh yes, I've put this field in. I'm gonna, like I say, probably sow grass on it to start with to get the area growing and looking a bit better than some of the flat texture areas around the map. There is an issue somewhere on here though. I think it's over here. Now, for some reason, I can't plough this little spot here. Will not plough. So, I think the reason it doesn't plough is underneath the. Obviously, I've terraformed and raised this area up, raised the land up in this area. I've kind of sloped it better with the road here. I think somewhere under this area where it won't let me plough, there must be a tree stump still in the ground. I must have missed a tree stump. Now I don't know what effect that's going to have when I start using vehicles on the field to try and seed it and stuff and harvest it, whether they're going to react to the react to those that stump and basically stop and muck about and think there's an object in their way. I don't know. It's something I'm going to have to... If it turns out that they do, the AI workers do behave badly on that field because they think, what the hell has happened here? That's a new one. I've never logged in the game and found a tool or a piece of equipment that badly jaffed. Wonder if it's because I was terraforming this bit of land again as well. Trying to... I haven't done a very good job of smoothing off some bits of it. And there's some bits that are a bit... It's not looking very pretty, is it? I'm still not thoroughly convinced on this area. I think what I may do when I've got some more money, I'm going to probably sell these fill stations. And what I'll do is I'll start terraforming from here and put a slope all the way up there, a much gradual slope. Put a path or road back in, maybe more likely here, around this bit of concrete, and then put the fill stations back in. That's probably what I'll do, because this is starting to look messy, and I don't like messy. Don't like the footballer messy either. That's completely random comment. Right, we have got... What crops have we got? I can't remember what we planted now. 2 lots of oat, 1 lot of barley, a field full of canola and corn. So we are going to have to change the header at some point. The header? Right, we'll start with fields 1 and 2. Oh no, look at that. Careless. Can I pick that up? Yes, I can. Oh. Nora. Dude, you've got to stop breaking your tools. Huh? Hey, that's a bug. Making this worse, aren't I? Pick it up from this side and drag it backwards. That'll do. Right, let's jump in the tractor. The harvester. Now we are going to straw swath, because again the straw is important. Already got the stayer prepared. Look, he's here ready to unload this guy as soon as we've finished. It's full. I'm probably gonna have to do a time-lapsey speedy up bit, sorry, because I realised the last start I've just loaded, before I loaded this up, the game up today to record this footage, I just loaded the last batch of footage I've recorded into Vegas and realised the last harvest day video is currently in its raw, unedited format of 2 hours long, so I've got a big editing job to do on that today after I finish recording this, and I really don't want to well, it's going to take me 2 hours or so to do the harvest and record this, but I'm not going to waste my time talking for those 2 hours, because obviously when you do the time-lapse speedy up bit, I'm going to have to re-record commentary in the edit in Vegas. So Yeah. That's a different crop. So don't drive into that, because that will do crop destruction. And I realise I did not put down my my field of straw. We want the straw because the straw is most likely, from these first two crops, the oat and the barley, the only thing we're going to be selling. Because as again, I'm trying to build up the silo. I want to get 200,000 of each crop, 200,000 litres of each crop in the silo as a security measure, if you like. My rainy day fund, as I referred to it previously in a video, and also so that we've got plenty of food, we've got plenty of crops in storage for feeding animals. I'm pretty much just going to use the silo contents then to feed the animals that we're going to end up having: pigs, cows, possibly sheep if they've been fixed. if I can find a spot on the map where I can place them where they actually will correctly load their pallets of wool. And then pretty much once I've reached the capacity with the silo, I don't plan on putting down a silo extension, although part of me is keen to try it just to see if I can store root crops like potatoes and sugar beet in my silo after I place the extension. I did post a bit of a standalone one-off video on YouTube recently, whereby I showed an interesting, I suppose it's a glitch or bug, that I've found in-game since the 1.21 update from Giants, whereby you can, after placing a large silo extension on a grain silo, then overload root crops into it, which you can't normally. Before you place the large silo extension, it only accepts, you know, grain crops. But once you place that extension, for some reason, it lets you overload potatoes, sugar beet and sugar cane into it. But I don't know if I'm gonna, I don't really want to use that glitch on this save if I can help it. When we get into potatoes and stuff, I think I will store them the traditional way, whereby you just tip them on the ground somewhere. I have to create an area where I could store stuff like that. I don't know if I've got any. I haven't got any buildings though that I could really, you know, utilise. As a storage shed for root crops. I don't think any of the current in-game sheds are adequately suitable for that function. Even the mod hub sheds that released, I think they're all pretty much just designed for vehicles. One shed I might be able to use, but I don't know. It's the one like those two over there, but the one with the walls, the side walls and the back wall. I don't know whether I could use that. Problem with that shed is, and the reason why I probably would stay away from it is, it's got too many internal pillars. So it makes it a bit of a pain reversing and manoeuvring vehicles inside it, because there's too many support pillars inside the shed. If it was just a big open space like that shed inside, you could probably get away with it as a root crop storage area. But it may be that it's just too fiddly trying to reverse a trailer in there to unload the crops, and then trying to scoop them up again will be a nightmare. You would definitely need to have a conveyor at that point, and you would probably need to convey the crop out of the shed to load it back into a trailer once you've tipped them, because you might not be able to, there might not be enough height clearance for a conveyor to go up to be able to tip and unload into a trailer, because the roof of the shed might just get in the way a touch. And I realise I'm still talking, even though I said I was going to probably time-lapse all of this. So I need to shut up now and remember to... And what I'm going to do as well, this is a trick I learnt the other day, is... Oh, in fact, actually, I'll wait to the end of the row. Basically stop the recording and restart it. That way I know where the time-lapse speedy up a bit clip begins and ends, because I do the whole clip. I can just time-lapse the whole clip then, which makes it a lot easier for me to edit, because then I haven't got to search through the time-lapse footage for the join, the split, and cut it in the right place and stuff. Oh yeah, I'll focus on that. Oh, thank you. Oh, mate. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so let's insert a time-lapse speedy up bit, because we are harvesting and it's going to take an incredibly long time, and we don't want a 2.5-hour video being uploaded because nobody will watch that. So yes, time-lapse speedy up bit for the harvest segments, to try and cut things out a bit and speed up the video, and definitely think going forward I need to make some changes to the way I structure the videos, so we don't get situations like this where I'm having to spend 3 hours recording to do like harvest day, and then we get the following videos where I'm kind of twiddling my thumbs wondering what I'm going to do, waiting for the fields to regrow. Might have to start staggering my crops again, staggering my harvest. But hopefully, the good thing about today's harvest, we should be a lot closer to filling our silo, which will be very good, because then we can move on. Like I say, the contents of the silo will be used around the farm for the purpose of looking after and caring for our animals and providing for their needs. Every harvest after the event, once the silo is full, can be sold, which means we should really start making money then, providing I don't keep spending it on terraforming and messing up the map and stuff. Definitely going to get some new equipment, that is a fact. Some new purchases. We're still getting by on just 4 tractors, did you know that? We've got our Fiat, we've got our Valtra, we've got our Fent, and we've got our Stayer. I don't count the 2 big buds. They're a separate animal and entity altogether, the big buds. And we've only got the 1 harvester, so possibly I may look at expanding. Getting 2 harvesters might be a good thing. Getting another harvester on the go and enable us to empty a couple more fields. Maybe get some auger wagons. And that way then I could get an actual truck and trailer combo. Like I say, the distinction would be perfect. And then instead of dragging this trailer around to the harvester, I could have an auger wagon, and then it's just a case of drive up to the auger wagon with the distinction and let the auger wagon unload. That could be a possibility, because obviously the Distinction has got 2 compartments on its trailer, so I can carry 2 different crops, which means the Distinction can definitely jump backwards and forwards between like 2 harvesters working on different fields. That wouldn't be a bad thing in some sense. Obviously we're going to get all our straw, get all that picked up, because whilst we're not actually selling a lot of crop to the store, this is a great way of making sure we get some income coming in. I know selling loose straw to the barn or the ranch or the animal dealership isn't massively profitable. We only get about, was it 15 grand for a trailer load, providing the prices don't tank, which I have noticed they have started to tank. The point where I think it might be even in this, I'd sell some straw, a trailer load, and you get barely 9 grand for it. Which means even selling straw is now being taken away from me by the locals. And a chance to make a bit of profit from our harvest day. So I don't know how long the price tends to drop for, and how long that kind of very low price remains in effect. But yeah, if the ranch or the dealership is only going to start paying me 9 grand for a trailer full of straw, it's not going to be worth selling the straw to them. And I think that's the only place on the map that buys straw. I don't think you can sell straw anywhere else. I don't think you can sell it to the biogas place. I don't think they take straw. So it might be just a case of fill up the hayloft. I mean, we are going to need straw when we get into pigs and pig keeping and cow keeping and stuff. We are definitely going to need straw for that, for lining their pens. And obviously we need a bit of straw for the horses, and I've managed to get the trailer stuck on the fence. Give it a bump. Yeah, I'm using a mod. I have got a mod installed which basically makes your player a lot stronger physically, so you can lift objects that are a lot heavier. And again, it's more of I suppose a quality of life mod for when you're playing on your own, when you're playing single player, because it can get a bit frustrating. Some of the game's physics and stuff like that can get a bit derpy, and it would be very frustrating having to keep jumping about to different tractors to free up vehicles and recover vehicles and stuff. So yeah, I install that. I don't tend to abuse it too much, although some people would say in the last video when I picked up the truck and tipped it upside down to empty the eggs out of it at the bakery, that was probably abusing it. Because you wouldn't be able to pick up a truck in real life unless you were like Superman. But hey ho. I probably won't need it now going forward, actually, because of well, you haven't seen the video yet because I only recorded it yesterday. For people wondering, FYI, today is, in real life, is December the 26th. Today is Boxing Day, the day after Crimble. And I did record an episode on Christmas Day. I did. And I have some new purchases for my farm in that video, one of which could be very, very useful going forward. It may become my egg transport machine, but as I say, I don't want to reveal too much because obviously you need to see that episode, which will be, I think, how many? It's not going to be the next episode, but it'll probably be the next episode after. If this is episode, what episode number is this? Let me just check. I've got 32 videos rendered at the minute, so this will be episode 33 that I'm recording now. Oh, it will be the next episode. It will. It'll be episode 34 then. Episode 34 will be the Christmas Day recording. Ah, see, I didn't even take a day off for Christmas. Partly simply because if I wasn't playing this and recording on Christmas Day, I'd have been very, very bored. Because there wasn't a lot happening in my household on Christmas Day. It was a very disappointing Christmas. I have to be honest. My present haul was a bit on the pathetic side. I only got 9. And 6 of those are completely useless to me. And will be donated to charity. But the only thing I managed to keep was a box of biscuits, a box of chocolates, a box of fruit gums, and a box of Maltesers. So I got like 4. May have been 3. Excuse me for coughing. I'm still sick. Can you believe it? Can't get rid of this chest thing I've got going on. Might have to see my doctor in the new year after the holidays. Anyway, let's get the straw picked up. Everything back into... Oh, what are you growing? You're growing cotton on field 29. Don't know about cotton. Yeah, I'm probably gonna... I think I mentioned it in a previous video. Or did I mention it in the Christmas Day video? I lose track of what I've said in what videos now. That's the only trouble. I've got that many videos kind of in different stages of release and recording and editing and stuff. It becomes quite difficult to keep track of things. Like right now, at this exact second, I'm uploading episode 30. And obviously, I've recently gone live with episode 26. I've got 3 episodes left, one of which will be made public today, which will be episode 27. So then we've got December 27th, 28th. This video will be 29. Episode 31 will be December 30th. 32 will be 31st. This one will be the 1st, and I guess the Christmas Day recording will actually go live on the 2nd of January then. So it'll be New Year when I'm talking about Christmas. Okay, that's going to be a bit weird for people to watch. Christmas and New Year will have come and gone and I'll be just talking about Christmas. You might have to save that video for the next year. Takes a long while to pick up all the straw. Picking up straw and grass and hay is quite a time-consuming project. Loading wagons are not the widest machines in the world. Keep missing tiny little bits here and there where the harvester's kind of had a bit of a burp as it's been depositing the straw, or it's moved slightly. We got a full load? Oh, we are storing this in the loft. That must mean the price tanked. The price must have tanked at the ranch then. That was quite a full trailer load, and I've saved it and stored it. For some weird reason, I hadn't noticed that the harvester had stopped. So for quite a while, as I've been doing the whole straw harvest and pickup, my harvester hadn't actually been harvesting. The worker had just... I don't know what the worker was doing. He'd gone on his tea break or something, I think. He was just sat there. don't understand why. That's kind of put me a little bit behind now. That means harvesting is going to take a bit longer to do because he's been sat there for quite a while not doing anything. Chickens and horses. Obviously, give the chickens a bit of a clean. They've made a mess again. That is something I need to get sorted out as well. I'm probably going to buy a couple of those little conveyor belt unit things and put them at strategic points at each of the animal pens to make cleaning up the animals a lot easier. I know it's not terribly difficult jumping in the voucher and using the bucket and the front loader and stuff, but the conveyors are a lot quicker and easier. You can just leave them there. Got the Great Plains. He's gonna... Where are we going with him? Ooh, we're gonna sow some stuff on our new field, are we? No, because it needs cultivating first. And the Great Plains seeder doesn't do cultivating. So we need to wait for the big bud 747 to finish doing what he's doing. And then we can get our new field cultivated. And then we can get some grass sowed on it, so I can sort out all like the edges and stuff. All the edges of the field sorted out, and then we'll plant some real crops on it, and that should help us again making money going forward, because I've effectively gained a field. Gained a free field basically, because that land was pretty much not doing anything, it was just wasted space. So got rid of the trees, we've chopped the trees down, which means we got some logs and some wood chips, which made us a little bit of money. And as I say, now we're going to put a field on there and actually start turning that land into a production zone, which means we can make money. And we are going to be, I'm going to start doing root crops. I don't know whether I've mentioned that in a previous video or not, or again whether that was the Christmas Day video. But yes, we're going to do root crops. So I'm going to move into sugar beet and potatoes, which means I'm definitely going to have to buy a harvester that's capable of harvesting those crops. And again, it just makes things a little bit different, because obviously we've reached the stage where we've... Oh, what the... Bloody AI workers have crashed into one another again. Now I'm trying to unjammy them. There we go. Stop driving into the little Fiat, you big bully. Big Bud's a bully. Picking on the little Fiat tractor. See, this is what also doesn't help. You know, it's bad enough that the harvest is taking a long time, but the fact I've got to keep babysitting all these AI workers because they just keep getting in each other's way, and it's hard. It's getting hard. The farm's getting big. It's getting a bit too big for one man to manage. I mean, I'm a great man, no doubt about it. You know, I'm pretty amazing at what I do, but it's starting to get hard work now to keep on top of everything. And like I said, we haven't even got the pigs and cows in place yet, which are quite difficult to look after, especially the cows, having to do the total mixed ration, keeping on track of their needs. So I really hope in the new year, Giants, you know, they really do come forward with a patch that fixes AI worker AI, you know, so you can actually trust them to do their job properly. You can just hire them and, you know, set them off and forget. Wait for them just to tell you they're finished, you know, and not have to clean up after them and pick up after them. And that'd be so much nicer. But I've got a feeling that we're not going to get a better AI system and a worker system until we get something like Horseplay. Until we get the Horseplay mod for Farm Sim 19, we're probably not going to have intelligent workers. Okay, so we're now full of canola, which means I actually get some to sell. Ooh, profitable. I think the only two crops at this point now I don't have a full quota of in my silo is wheat and oats. And I'm pretty sure we can fix that in our next harvest. Finally getting the hang of this reversing thing too. I say that all the time, and then in the next episode I won't be able to get a trailer into a sell point for love nor money. And a lot of people will be sat at home thinking, after 30 odd episodes in this series, you really should know how to reverse a trailer by now. Child can do it. And I think that cultivator's missed a bit on that field. I'll have to go back and check, but I'm pretty sure he's missed a bit. Kind of briefly saw it there as we drove past. Oh look, he's blooming attacking the Fiat again. You bully! You big bully, you! I've stopped it, and again, to break the fourth wall and break people out of this video, in the next recording or two, I used the little Fiat a bit more to do certain jobs, and really am starting to notice how pathetic that tractor is. How slow. Like when you're trying to do fertilising or spreading, it is so slow. That 15 mile an hour top speed on it is just, it's a bit of a handicap. So I've definitely got to start thinking to myself about adding a new tractor or two. Nothing, I don't necessarily need anything massive, but again, a couple of little tractors that can do some of the small jobs like the fertilising, spraying, weeding, mowing maybe, would be really useful. I'm not going to sell the Fiat. I'm not going to sell that Fiat because obviously it's a pretty unique little tractor. There's not a lot of tractors like that in the game that look, you know, a bit old school, not quite as modern. So I'm probably going to save that. I might put it into like some kind of display area, you know, make it like a trophy piece on the farm, our first tractor, you know, that sort of thing. I could probably put it on the roof, actually, of the barn. Does the build the roof should have collision, shouldn't they? They shouldn't be clippable. So I should be able to maybe throw it up on the roof of the barn, the shed, the vehicle shed, and have it up there as a trophy piece. That'd be quite unique. Driving into our farm and see the Fiat on the roof. Something to consider. Big Bud's quite happily working, doing the cultivating. Hopefully he's not going to have any issues. Aye. That slows things down as well, having to come back and fix the stuff that the workers have broken or missed. I love how he's got a little CRT telly in his cab. Probably not going to get much on it nowadays though. Oh, he's probably not going to get much of a signal on there. Now that everything's gone digital. Your tuner won't work in it, mate. You won't be able to get the TV. It won't be 1080p HD, will it? Or 4K, that is a fact. So good luck watching your streaming content and stuff and things on it. Do that field. Can't remember why I was looking in the menu then. While I was looking in my garage. Doing the corn harvest. So this is all sellable. This is all going to the shops after we've harvested it. Because we're full of corn, and obviously that field's going to need to be ploughed before it can be put back into production. Little fertiliser boy's nearly finished. Good lad. And you didn't get squished by the big bud this time. Done. Get you out of the way. I guess you could start on field 7 and 8 now. You could follow behind the big bud. Then you shouldn't run into him, technically. Bit of a nice zoomed out shot, showing all the vehicles hard at work. Fertiliser, big bud in the distance. Good example of how we have to have multiple machines on the go at the same time now. Otherwise, harvest day would quickly become a 2-day event. And then it wouldn't be harvest day anymore, would it? It'd be harvest weekend or... harvest 48 hours. Quick spin round. Getting there though, we are getting there. Moving towards our goal. Our ultimate goal in this series, which is obviously to hit that big 10 million bank balance milestone. And at which point, I then might look at starting a new series on a different map. Maybe take the money across with me though, our gains, and then make a start from scratch mode. Which means we'd have to place all our own buildings on a farm, buy our first bit of land, because we will start with no land, and then all our machinery and stuff. And starting with 10 million, well, it might sound a lot, but when you've got to place all your buildings and your infrastructure and buy all your starting machinery, that 10 million ain't going to go very far, is it? It ain't going to stretch that far. You'll soon burn through that, especially if you've got to do any terraforming as well on the land that you buy. But hopefully at that point, when, as I say, once we reach the 10 million in this save and I'm ready to start on a new save on a new map, hopefully we'll have some more mod maps, because I don't plan on playing on Ravenport or Felsbrunn because I don't like those maps. And there's some good mod maps in the pipeline. Apparently coming to the in-game mod hub in the new year. So hopefully we'll get a couple of good ones on there with some nice fields and that's, you know, decent sized, and then we can like I say, have a play, have a new experience and change of scenery. Oh, what? The Fiat's crashed into the big bud yet again. Those two just really don't like each other, do they? He's missed a bit down here, look. He missed a bit, big bud. Harvester's nearly finished. He's not got much more to do. Probably drive down here and unload him because he's getting full. We kind of need to, well, I was hoping he was going to drive down the field because obviously the big buds now work in this field. And we don't want him to crash into the harvester. Might take him a few minutes to catch up though, even with his massive working width on that cultivator. And hopefully the astute viewers out there will notice I'm actually making a mistake at this point. Because cultivating this field now is pointless because we need to plough it. Having just obviously harvested corn on it, we need to plough it before we cultivate. So the big bud's kind of wasting his time at this moment. He could be doing the new field, but really, he could be down on our new field, getting that cultivated. And the other big bud who sat there with the Great Plains cedar, he could be getting the plough and doing that field. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. Take the corn down to the bakery, get it sold, make a lot of money, make them fat stacks of cash, and finish the episode nicely with hopefully really good bank balance. We have just broke the 1 million mark. Yay! Happy days. Okay, so that's the harvest done. And we are now back in some good money. Good financial standing. 1,070,000. So that means I will probably pay off the loan. Or repay the loan. Or repay a portion of the loan. And then we can look and see how we're going to expand our farm going forward. I must admit, it's starting to get a little bit hard to get everything harvested and that in a day in one video. It's taking a long time. I think probably what I'm going to start doing going forward is maybe staggering. At the moment I seem to have like a day like today where we are incredibly busy doing the harvest, doing everything, and then once we're planted we're kind of twiddling our thumbs for a video, waiting for the next harvest day. So what I might do is start staggering things a bit so that we don't have the thumb twiddling videos, and at the same time we can have not so busy harvest day, because we're going to spread the harvest out over. There'll be a field harvest probably every episode. The harvester will be running every episode, and I imagine I will get a bit like today's video where we end up with multiple workers operating multiple machines across multiple fields at the same time, and me basically just trying to supervise that, and the problems that come with that, like our workers basically running into each other. Lots of times in today's video the helpers were blocking each other and stuff, which isn't great, I must admit. The helper AI, like we've mentioned, needs a bit of work. But one thing I am slightly impressed with today is I haven't had to, apart from that one blip on field 3 where the cultivator stopped 2/3 of the way down the field and missed on his second strip missed the end of the field by about a third. Everybody's been getting to the field ends quite well today, and turning round and carrying on, and they haven't been overlapping onto other fields. So that is probably down to the fact that between the last video and this video, off camera, I went and leased the actual proper roller from the store, and just basically drove around all my fields with the proper roller to basically remove fields, because I thought maybe that, like I say, for some weird reason the game was thinking that the fields were like all joined together or something, and I wanted to definitely clarify and fix that, which is what I've done, and it seems to have worked better today. Obviously the way I've worked fields is a bit different. I won't really know until I start doing the you know, when I start getting the cultivators and the seeders working, you know, top to bottom on the fields, rather than today where I worked pretty much crossways on all the fields. But yeah, that's basically it. And that's going to be it for today's video. I am going to continue. I'm going to get this field fertilised, and it's going to need to be ploughed, isn't it? So actually, the fact that I've got the big bud cultivating this field is a complete waste of time, because it needs to be ploughed now after having the corn. So I might stop him, because he's just wasting money at this point, and take him down and get him to cultivate our new field down there beside field 3, and then I can seed grass on that and get that all worked in. So yeah, thank you everybody for watching today's video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Like I say, going forward I hope to try and balance the episodes out a bit more, so feel free to click the like button if you have enjoyed the video, and feel free to share this video wherever you see fit, with your friends, your family, on your social medias and stuff. You know, help spread the word of my channel and my videos to a wider audience. If you've got any questions, comments, suggestions, feedback, etc, 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 as I always say, please drop it in the comment section below. I will read the comments. I do read the comments, and if your comment's really good, I'll probably give it a like and a heart, and, you know, a reply, and if it's a really, really awesome comment, I might even pin it. So there you go, there's your incentive. And of course, if you're not already doing so, please remember to smash that subscribe button, as that is the best way to help my channel to grow, and it's also the best way of you getting notified when I post a new video. So there we go, thank you, that's it for today. I will be back again very soon with another video. Goodbye for now.